And yeah, let's watch. Let's see what happens there.
In this
I
position,
actually thought that we were discussing Rook B5 during the interview of Peter Swidler. We were discussing this position, the one that at your right on the screen, the analysis diagram. We were discussing Rook B5. Point being, Daniel came up with this move. So I say black. Yeah, Rook B7 is a threat. That's first thing to say, right? If black attacks the D4 pawn, like
Rook D2 or Rook C4, Rook D2 is more natural, probably.
Rook D2. Then we give a check on B7. King F8 is the only move, and very important, we play Rook D6, covering the D6 pawn, and then the very next move we take the pawn on A6. And this looks sufficient on A7. Yeah, and this looks sufficient. So just grabbing another pawn should be winning for white. Grischuk decided to play F5. Grischuk decided to play F5 instead, with his rook being still on D5. F5, and now we just seen Rook E2 check was given. E2, where the king is going. F4.
Maybe F4, and black keep prosecuting the D4 pawn, right? Like playing Rook D2, for example.
You know what? And then if you play Rook D2, King.
I mean, there might be something, but
King F4. If Rook D2,
maybe Rook D6.
Rook D6
with a simple idea to play
F6.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but it's mate, because after F6 we just.
It's still mate.
It's a mate even
Rook
if we
D8,
play there.
Rook other D7, and then mate from H8. Yeah, so you don't need a cup of coffee, guys.
Yeah, that's cute.
It will be quick if it will go this way. And does Karjakin have any other defensive motives? Because now, the moment we realize that, in fact, Rook H6 to D6 is the main threat. Rook back to A2.
But I'm not sure that if it is a defense against this idea.
Yeah, Rook D6.
What if Rook D6?
Rook D6.
So, okay. Yeah. Yeah, if black takes if F6 and mate next move.
F6 mate very next move. King F8, you still go F6, I go King F8, let me try.
Maybe F6.
F6, King G8.
I make this one.
Rook G5.
And there. And there. How about this one?
Yeah, because I was... Not that I've seen something, but I was hoping for some stalemate, like both pawns are...
But sacrificing
there is
both
no
rooks.
stalemate whatsoever,
Maybe Rook H D6 is coming, and Grischuk is the next
D6, yes.
player who could resigns immediately.
Yeah, I was predicting some long endgame, but F5 is very nice resource, it seems,
A brilliant ending by Alex Grischuk.
F5, so once again, come back to this move. F5, and it turns out that there was absolutely no defense. Interesting.
Just F5.
F5.
Incredibly.
F5 and Rook D6, F6. Yeah. So, interestingly enough, after first day, we thought, okay, those who made draws are very likely to go on a tiebreak. And how many tiebreaks? Yeah, we have 2 tiebreaks. So the only one who kept his promise was Hikaru Nakamura himself. Yesterday, he said, it will be a lot of tiebreaks, and when you make the first draw, it's very likely that
but as well it was our prediction also.
Yeah, we said at least more than 50%. And how many tiebreaks do we have, guys?
Just 2.
Only 2. So it's Hikaru Nakamura against Timur Rajabov. Those made 2 quiet draws, right? And then Wesley who is obviously very, very happy to go for a tiebreak because he lost game 1.
Instead of young Krzysztof Duda.
Yeah, he lost game 1, and then he managed to level the score today against young Krzysztof Duda. So 1-1 in that match. They go for... they are going to play the tiebreak tomorrow. So the winners who advance to round 2. Yeah, so the winners who advance to round 2 are Grischuk, Swidler, Nepomniachtchi, those are and Dubov, 4 players from Russia, VE,
yes, and
someone else, and I forget, and Radoslav Wojtaszek, obviously, Radoslav Wojtaszek, who won his match against Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Nobody won 2-0, by the way, and I would say Dubov was the only player who had the chance to win 2-0.
Yes.
I mean, it's like
I mean, I think
yeah,
that
it's like in the wrong order because he already made the
yes,
draw
yes.
yesterday, but technically he was winning both games, right? He was the only one who was
yeah,
winning
that's
both
true.
games.
Yeah. I mean, like Jan Nepomniachtchi won his match against Levon Aronian, but we didn't see a clear path how to win the second game. But obviously he was like okay during all the game, I think.
Yeah, it's like we missed the moment. Yeah, we were looking at that
Yeah.
position. It was clear that black cannot be worse here.
Yes.
Then we went for something else, like an interview, and then the game itself was finished. Right, and of course, yeah, even if Jan let some advantage slip, you cannot blame the player who is playing.
He just
playing a knockout,
eliminated his opponent and
playing knockout, winning game 1, while game 2 draw is absolutely
just
fine.
a classy play today.
Absolutely fine. So we are waiting for the players to stop analyzing here, just to have an interview with. I don't know if both will join, but I believe Alexander Grischuk will be interviewed by the press officer, and I think, right after we get to this, I believe that will be the end for today. But do not forget, we will say it again, but do not forget that tomorrow we will have the tiebreak matches. So promises to be exciting, and finally we will see Rajabov and Nakamura in action.
Yes,
because so far it haven't been that much of an action.
After the classical part of match, we cannot promise you that we will not see some quick draws, but still we are hoping that we will see some blood, some real fight.
Obviously, no, it will be a real fight. Believe me.
I mean, they cannot continue with draws till the end because.
Just think of it. What's the difference between? I mean, if you have some position like that. In rapid you still play it, right?
Yes.
And there is still a chance that under time pressure one of the players makes a slight mistake, and then we've seen like any position can be won in rapid, right? And before that, imagine the situation like, for instance, like Rajabov had in the yesterday's game with white, when there was a crossroad, he chose to play very safe, exchange the queens, go for an endgame. The other possibility was to sacrifice the pawn and go for some compensation. And during the classical game, you have this time to spend maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, thinking how dangerous it is to go for this. During rapid, you will not say it, so you will make some impulsive decision at some point, and then it will be a real fight, and then we'll see a lot of blood and the winner. So. I believe
I think we are waiting.
Yeah, I think we have the interview, and let's see. We are ready for an interview, and then we will once again show the final results, and that will be it. So, interview with Alexander Grischuk, one of the 4 Russian players who made it through to round 2.
So another Russian derby finished, and Alexander Grischuk won this match against Sergey Karjakin. So Alexander, please tell us about this game which you won today.
Yes, I think I got a slight advantage, but of course Black's position is very solid, and I think critical moments came after we exchanged the bishops on f3, because this pawn structure, I got an initiative thanks to this doubled pawns, but also it's weak, and the h5 pawn is weak after it. And after this, it just becomes sort of just tactics, and no ideas, no strategies, just tactics. And I think we didn't play too great this phase of the game, but still I was luckier in this phase.
Mm-hmm. Sergey, where do you think you made the mistake in this game?
Well, it's kind of the game which is hard for me to say how I got a bad position, because I felt like I am playing normal moves, like very natural moves, and like what can go wrong. But in fact, Alexander played very deeply and very interestingly, and the question is if the endgame is many good for black, because well, I knew this endgame exists and white can play it, but this knight f1 and g3 is maybe too much deep. I didn't pay attention to this in my home preparation, and then then maybe Alexander gave me some chances with playing rook g1 and then rook c1, because he could have played rook e1 immediately, but still after rook c1 I had to play knight e8, but basically the game was difficult for me, and I would say a little bit depressing, because I had to defend and very unpleasant position.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And Alexander, tomorrow you will have a free day, so what is your plan for this day?
No particular plans.
Okay. So, and the fact that you are playing in Moscow, your city where you live, does it make any difference to you?
Yes, because I don't really enjoy traveling, especially by planes. And here, obviously, I don't have to, so it's nice.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. And Sergey, my last question to you: What is your next event? Where are you going to play?
Oh well, because I lost here so quickly, probably I would have possibility to play in Scotland, but I'm not 100% sure about it.
What's there in Scotland?
It's some close tournament in Rapid and Blitz with Magnus also is playing, but as I said, it's not 100%. I don't know.
Thank you very much. Good luck to both of you. Thank you.